Welcome to The Explainer. If you're a leader, you know some of your biggest wins ride on your IT department. But selling to them, it can feel like you're trying to crack a code. Well, today we're giving you the playbook. This is all based on a fantastic report from Virtualization Options LLC. They're a Colorado-based advisory firm that's all about translating the world of tech for non-technical executives like you. We're going to break down exactly how you can build the partnerships you need to succeed. So let's just dive right in. You've got the vision, you've got a solution, the business benefit seems obvious. But when you talk to your own tech buyers, it feels like you're hitting a brick wall. So why is this audience so different? And, more importantly, what's the secret to actually breaking through? This quote from the report really just says it all, doesn't it? The marketing tactics that work literally everywhere else, the big emotional stories, the flashy brand campaigns, they just don't land here. IT pros are wired for evidence. They value cold, hard proof way more than any promise you can make. All right, so first up, we have to really get their mission. This isn't about them trying to be difficult or being gatekeepers for the sake of it. It's all about the unique and pretty immense responsibility they have in the organization. I want you to think of them like this. They're the engineers building your company's most critical bridge, the digital one. Every single component they pick, every piece of software they greenlight, it has to be proven, it has to be reliable, and it has to be secure. A cool brand means absolutely nothing if that bridge collapses. For them, performance will always beat brand loyalty. Okay, so what is actually going on inside that engineering mindset? If we can figure out what they truly value, we can finally start speaking their language and build that foundation of trust. Before anything else, their number one job is to protect the company, period. For them, security isn't just some feature on a list, it is a non-negotiable mandate. They're guarding the data, the systems, the whole company's reputation. Any breach, that happens on their watch. Next, the thing just has to work. Does it solve a real specific problem? And maybe even more important, how is it going to play with the crazy complex web of systems they already have to manage? Because a new tool that breaks two old ones isn't a solution, it's just a new headache. And finally, they are always thinking 5 steps ahead. They need solutions that aren't just for today, but that can grow with the business and have a rock-solid, proven track record. A product that's going to fail under pressure isn't really a product at all. It's a future crisis that they know they're going to have to deal with later. And this all leads to a really crucial point about how their role has changed. They're not just tech gatekeepers anymore. They've become these key business strategists. They're expected to take complex features and translate them directly into tangible ROI, measuring everything by its impact on efficiency, on productivity, and on risk. Okay, so we get the mindset. Now let's build the playbook. How do we turn all these insights into an actual concrete strategy for building the trust that's going to win over your IT team? Look, to win with IT, you basically have to flip your entire marketing model on its head. Where traditional marketing is all about brand stories and creating desire, IT marketing is about showing your technical expertise to build trust. It's a massive shift from appealing to emotion to proving quantifiable, measurable value. So how do you actually communicate that trust-building value? Well, first, you have to quantify the benefits. I'm talking hard numbers, not fuzzy promises. Then you've got to connect those numbers directly to what they care about, like better security or smoother operations. You prove it with real-world case studies, and then you bring it home by showing them exactly how it would work in their world with practical examples. Building this kind of credibility, it's a whole campaign. It's not just one email. It means putting out genuinely insightful white papers and technical webinars. It means showing up and actually being helpful in the online forums where they hang out. And yeah, it means getting industry certifications and partnerships. Those aren't just logos on a slide. They are powerful signals of trust. But let's be real. Does this whole trust-based approach actually move the needle? Well, the results are pretty striking. When you shift your strategy from just selling to actually building trust, you don't just get warmer relationships, you get way better, totally measurable business outcomes. First off, check out conversion rates. Companies that use this playbook saw a 70% increase in conversions. Just let that sink in for a second. That's what happens when you replace a generic sales pitch with a real, evidence-based conversation about value. It's just proof that earning trust works. And what about being more efficient? How about saving $100,000 in ad spend? Yeah, that's what happens when you stop shouting at everyone and start having targeted, valuable conversations. When your content actually builds credibility, it becomes your best marketing, letting you talk directly to the people who matter most. All right, let's put this playbook into motion. How does it actually map onto the step-by-step journey your IT buyer is on, from that first little inkling of a problem to the final sign-off? The whole key here is to match what you do to where they are. In the beginning, the awareness stage, they're not looking for a vendor, they're looking for answers. So give them educational content. As they get to consideration, they need proof. That's when you give them the tech specs and the demos. And after they decide, your job is not over. Seamless, amazing support is what turns a one-time buyer into a true champion for your brand. And finally, we've got procurement. And trust me, this is not just a formality. Your team really needs to do its homework here. Figure out every stakeholder, understand the budget, get way ahead of any security questions. The goal is to make it incredibly easy for them to say yes by creating a real dialogue, not a pushy sales pitch. So after all of this, the mindset, the playbook, the whole process, what's the one single thing, the strategic takeaway you as a leader need to bring back to your team? This is it right here. It's the fundamental shift you have to make. Stop trying to be seen as just another vendor. Start acting like a trusted partner. See, a vendor pushes a product. A partner provides expertise, understands the bigger business goals, and becomes a critical part of their long-term success. And that really just leaves one last question for you to take back to your team. When you really look at your marketing, your sales calls, your customer support, be honest. Are you acting like a vendor who's just trying to close the next deal? Or are you truly operating like an indispensable partner? Because the answer to that question, well, that's what will define your success.